When I grow up, I want to be a sports coach.
What does being a coach mean to you?
Helping athletes work as a team.
Blowing a whistle really loud and calling the shots.
I think that's the referee.
When I grow up,
wanna be a pilot with your uniform white, always flying high up in the sky.
When I grow up,
wanna be a firefighter putting out flames, or maybe a police officer keeping people safe. It's so fun to learn what you can be. Growing up, growing up.
When I grow up,
Wanna be an artist that paints portraits. Wanna be a scientist that does experiments. Oh, so many people you will meet. Growing up, growing up.
growing up.
Growing up, growing up, growing up.
Hi, and welcome to Growin Up with Emily, a Lingokids podcast helping amazing kids to grow up and be even more amazing. And Emily, it's me. You know, as a kid, I was always asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wanted to be so many things. Does that sound familiar? Then I am glad you are listening because you are going to find out what it takes to be anything you want. Are you ready to make coaching your superpower?
Yeah!
Growing up.
Lingokids!
Last episode, we met Alexia, a superstar teacher from Australia. Today, we're in the stands of a soccer game called a football match outside of North America. Two school teams are going head-to-head and foot-to-foot to score a goal before halftime. Does the pressure of winning and losing give you a thrill? If you've dreamed of being a coach, you won't want to miss this episode. Today, we're going to meet a special coach, a coach for the day. He's actually a left striker for Nashville SC, a major league soccer team. He loves to support community events and has offered to help coach today.
Cool, a professional soccer player? I only saw them on TV.
Who knows what a left striker does?
I'm guessing he's on the left side of the field, facing the goal.
Yep,
and striker means he scores.
you got it. He has to be super fast, have fantastic footwork, and precise ball handling.
Wow!
Growing up, growing up.
The coaches keep pointing to players and making weird signals with their hands.
They're communicating. Unlike other ball sports, there are no timeouts in soccer. So, coaches have to direct players from the sideline.
What do the signals mean?
Not sure. Coaches create signals only their players know to secretly communicate where to move or to defend.
Cool! Soccer has its own sign language.
Why do we call it soccer anyways? Other countries call it football.
I'm glad you asked. Let's kick around a little history. In 1863, clubs in England formed the Football Association to set the official rules of the sport. Another popular game, rugby, was also called football, so the word association helped avoid confusion. It got shortened to a sock. A player was either called a soccer or a rugger, depending on the game they played.
That is so funny.
When the sport was punted over to North America, the word football was already being used for yet another sport, so they went with soccer.
All of my friends play soccer.
Most of mine do too.
That's what's great about the sport. Mostly everyone can play. It's a sport that really brings the whole world together. Have you ever heard of the World Cup?
Of course!
More people around the world watch the World Cup than any other event on TV, even more than the Olympics.
I bet I know why.
Really? Why?
Because everyone loves to yell, "Goal!"
Shh, remember, you're at a soccer game.
Oops! I'd hate to be kicked out.
It is so exciting. I feel jittery.
Me too. How do the coaches stay so calm?
They stay strong for their players. That means calm and confident. I've got the perfect cure for jitters. A joke. Which famous soccer player throws his stuff on the floor?
I don't know. Who?
Messi.
You scored with that one. Hey, the kids are lined up like a train for the corner kick.
I hope they score.
It's all about teamwork. Coaches help these young players with the basics: how to dribble, pass, receive a pass, shoot, and goal keep. But the real skill is working together. Oh, here we go!
Incredible! The teams are running off the field for the halftime break. Could we meet the coach while the players grab some water?
Yes, if we hurry. Are you ready to meet a real soccer player and coach for the day?
Oh yeah, what's his name?
I heard a player yell it. It's Coach CJ. Let's go.
Hi there, Coach CJ. I'm with Lingokids, and we want to find out what it takes to be a coach. Can we ask some questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. First, what does CJ stand for?
This is one that gets people a little annoyed because it actually stands for nothing. My full name is Charles. My father's name is not Charles. But at some point in my childhood, my mother decided to just start calling me CJ. You know, I'm playing youth soccer. She just started yelling CJ on the sidelines, and all the other parents picked up. Next thing you know, I'm in school. And, yeah, just call me CJ. And ever since then, it's been CJ.
Great. CJ, what are 3 things all coaches must do to have a winning team?
Patience is the number one. You have to be able to understand that things aren't always going to go the way that you draw them up to be. Creativity. That's what I really love about soccer is it allows an opportunity for personality to be shown through the sport. It's cool to see the differences in individual players. So we have patience, creativity, and knowledge, right? You have to have knowledge of the game. You got to have knowledge of patterns of play. The more knowledge you can gain, I think the better opportunity you have to be successful.
Really interesting. Maybe you can give us some tips at the end on how our listeners can start learning these skills. We have also received some excellent questions from our Lingokids listeners.
CJ, have you played other sports as a kid?
I played a lot of sports. I was a kid that loved to be outside. Played baseball, played basketball, played soccer. But with my family being from Ghana, it was the sport that they connected with the most. It was a sport that I was allowed to stay up late on weekdays to watch with them. It was a sport I woke up early on weekends to watch with them. So I definitely grew through that connection with my family and chose soccer as, my one and only sport. And that was probably around 9th grade, high school. And ever since then, it's been all soccer.
Did your family help you to become a professional soccer player?
My father is pretty much the inspiration for, the love I have for the game. My family definitely supported me. And, even my younger brother, I look at it and I think it could have been pretty tough, for him to always have to get up early to ride with me to my tournaments and, have to keep showing that support. But to this day, he's been my number one fan.
CJ, sometimes kids cry when they lose a game. Have you ever cried?
Oh, for sure. As a grown man, I've cried after losing games. I've also cried after winning games. That's a beautiful thing about the sport. You have an opportunity to let who you are be released, and with that, there's going to be emotion. And I always say showing of emotion just shows that you care,
I can't stand if our school team loses. Makes me sad and angry.
Just like life, there's moments where it seems like you failed, and it's okay to let that emotion come out, but the beauty of the game and life is you're going to get another opportunity, and to really move forward, you just take that failure in that moment and try to learn from it and go back and study the things that you could have done better, and you live to play another game.
You live to play another game. I shall write it down.
CJ, do you teach your kids to play soccer too?
Yeah, so my stepson is 5. That's literally the age I was at when I first started playing. He has fun kicking the ball around with other kids of players on the team. And my daughter, she's 2. She's not quite old enough yet to start playing in organized soccer, but she loves kicking the soccer ball, and she every so often is watching the games, and she's yelling out goal, and so that'll be interesting and fun to see how they develop and grow into the game.
What is the best part of being a soccer player?
Oh, so many things, man, lately, and this is what's kept me in the game for 12 years now. The biggest thing is I get an opportunity to master my craft, and that's where a nice sliver of that joy that I had when I was younger continues to stay. I really enjoy the sport to the point where every day I want to get better, and not to mention the amazing opportunities I've had to go to different places in this country, in the world, play against players that I used to play with on video games.
Oh, that would be a dream to me.
CJ, I hear you like to give back to the community. Tell us a little bit about that.
When I played in Philly, I recognized a serious problem in the inner cities where kids in underserved communities did not have the access to clean organic produce. It was all corner stores and Cheetos and soda for lunch. With my nonprofit Sacred Seeds, which is based off of sustainable agriculture in urban areas, what our plan is to build sacred spaces within these inner cities that grow this produce that is healing on the inside for sure, but also healing through the senses, whether it's smell, just the visual aspect of it, and look to provide therapeutic programming through that.
Clearly, you are an all-star on and off the field. Thanks for sharing with us. CJ, what can kids do now while they're still growing up to develop the skills of a coach?
One of the easiest things I would say is just begin to visualize what it is you actually want. I think kids, youth have an amazing imagination. Every so often it's fun to play, and I know you're doing school and there's a lot of things that, take up your day, but 5 to 10 minutes a day of just closing your eyes, and if you're saying, hey, I want to be a coach, okay, close your eyes and think about what that life would be. Think about being a coach. Think about coaching players and making them the best that they possibly could be. Think about how happy that would make them. Think about how happy it would make their families. Really start to see those things that you want for yourself.
Players run so fast. What's the secret to building speed?
There's many different ways that you can build speed. But what I did when I was younger, and I swear by this, is you find a hill, you sprint as fast as you can up the hill, and you run very fast down the hill, but learn to try to control that speed too. What that does is, one, you're making your muscles stronger by trying to go up an incline, but also trying to decelerate as you're going down.
This is a really great tip, CJ. I'm going to find that hill and try. Thank you.
Okay, I've got to run.
Bye. Good luck. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Growin Up Podcast. Even if you never planned to be a coach, it's great to play a sport. Are you on a team? What do you learn from your coach? Tune in next time when we meet a real gymnast.
And to live a full interactive learning adventure, check out our Lingokids app with tons of games and activities for endless fun.
It's so fun to learn what you can be. Growing up, growing up. So come and join us, come everyone, so we can learn while having lots of fun. 'Cause it's so fun to learn what you can be. Yes, it's so fun to learn what you can be. Growing up, growing up, growing up.
Lingokids!
More songs, activities, and podcasts on our YouTube channels, and the full interactive adventure in the Lingokids app.
That was fun!